What's up, IAL fans? You are now live with the IAL, your weekly update on everything happening in the International Arena League. This week, we've got big news to cover. We're talking about our upcoming league press conference happening this January, a major milestone as we get closer to kickoff in April 2026. What other coaches will Coach Hollywood duel against? April 2026 is right around the corner, so stay locked in as we unveil the schedule, break down matchups, and give you exclusive updates and inside access to the International Arena League. Let's get into it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Live with the IAL. I'm Corrine Lewis, Director of Fan Experience. And with me today is our first head coach in the IAL and my co-host, Coach Hollywood.
How are you, Corinne?
Doing good. How are you?
Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Each week it feels like I haven't seen you.
It does. It's starting to feel further and further away. We got to fix that.
Because we're so busy.
Absolutely.
Which is good. We got a lot going on.
It's always fun. It's always good to get up here with my co-host, you, Corinne. You know, you're the best at time. So we're excited for this year. It's the turn of the year. So the IAL is shaping up, and I'm excited about it. So let's get to it.
I know. I love it. So listen, this is where we always start, with our announcements. But who better than our viewers and fans in the International Arena League to hear about the announcements and all the things coming up than from our COO, Tom Mitchell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hollywood, how are you, buddy? Hey, Corinne.
So excited.
You guys. Hollywood looks like you got to get back to the gym.
You know what? Like now everyone knows Tom is not just an enigma. Here he is.
Yeah, driving in the flesh.
Right?
No, we're in the war room here.
Man, Tom, we're so excited. So we have a big week coming up a week from today on Thursday the 15th. Enlighten us. Tell us all the things that we can expect and what to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we want to make a splash, right? So we're going to hit every market. We have, we're kicking off with 10, and so we settled on 10. We unfortunately couldn't bring in the Canadian division, but I'm very happy with the European markets and the U.S. markets. And so I think the latest is Pennsylvania. So we've inked a team in Pennsylvania. And so there will be an East Coast flavor to the league this year. We got a West Coast flavor and a little Midwest going, and then we got a little East Coast flavor in Pennsylvania. And we got some surprises for them, which I think they're really going to love over there.
Oh, good. That's awesome. What do you think about the Hollywood, Pennsylvania?
Oh, PA's always been a good market for arena football. And again, I know if TM gave its blessings on the arena and that the East Coast flavor, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting and great place to be. So I'm excited to go to PA and get a win there as well.
Tom, Hollywood is convinced he's going to be in the national championship. You know that, right?
I know where he got that confidence. Good for him. Good for him. He's got to be confident. Listen, we like confidence.
Let's get some of our viewers up to speed. So rumor has it that Hollywood came from you, Tom, that whole thing came from you. How did that happen?
The funny thing is you're looking at a much different person than the person that I met originally. We put a team out in California and he was a member of that team. Don't want to go too deep into this, but there was another member of that team, which became a great mentor to him, and a great friend to him. And that team that we assembled that year was pretty much one of the best teams ever assembled. So he got to play on an incredible team. But I was making a documentary back then, kind of like what we're doing today, and we put some of the players up on the billboards. And I said, you know what, we're gonna put Mook up there, and we're gonna start calling him Hollywood. And we did. We got him up on the billboards, and he saw it for the first time. And I think I would say it was addictive. So it was a little adrenaline push for him, but it was addictive. But he deserved it. Listen, he went out and played incredible that year for that team. And then seeing where he's gone from there as Hollywood, branching off to being one of the best indoor players, in indoor football history, to being a great coach. And I've seen him elevate from his first experiences as a coach to where he is now and everything he's earned. So it's well earned. But yeah, it started back in California about 12, 13 years ago. And I'm excited to have him come out here and show people that he's a great coach as well.
Oh, I love it. I
That is
love
great.
it. Yeah,
I
no
tell
other name
people-
would be him.
I tell people all the time that I'm lab made. TM created this. This is I'm lab made. I'm a robot. TM created this monster. So,
Right.
and I did appreciate it because there was a guy like him who believed in me when I probably didn't necessarily believe in myself, and here I am.
Yeah,
So-
he's come a long way, and it's great to see. That's really what the league is about. Creating more stories like that. We want to see people elevate themselves and continue their life, their passion, which is football, on and off the field. And so, elevating people and giving them a platform to build is a great thing.
Absolutely. Well, you have a staff that couldn't be more excited than to work for you and this league. So, making all kind of dreams come true, Tom. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I guess you'd have to ask them. Depends on what time of the day you catch them. So, we have our experiences like every business, and every day it's about growing and just trying to get better and better and better. And so you grow through, you go through those growth pains. But overall, listen, the information that's going to come out over the next week, I think, is really. It's eye-opening. I mean, listen, Dan, our commissioner, is doing a great job right now on finalizing some of the negotiations. We've got some big names coming out there. As I sent Hollywood a text last night, said, you better buckle up because they're coming. They're creeping up on you, man. We got some announcements on some signings,
Right.
which I think are going to be incredible for the IAL. Much faster. We're getting players much faster than I thought we were going to get them.
Yeah.
And so I think everything that everybody's doing, the work that you guys are putting in, the exposure you're putting in, the exposure, the social media team's putting in, the video team's putting in, our sales team's putting in is actually paying off. Our media partners is paying off in certain markets. People are seeing us and listen, I mean, look what's going on overseas. I mean, look what's going on in Dusseldorf and look what's going on in England and the stuff that's going on over there. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Tom, a lot of my inboxes, which is crazy, are our European conference. It's fans and people wanting to get involved. How can they support coming from all over the place? And it's a real testament to what you've been able to do. And I think they might be more excited than any of us.
Hey, listen, we hold a lot of meetings and a lot of Zooms, sometimes late into the night and early into the mornings when people are snoozing and we're putting this together. And their enthusiasm's off the charts over there. And so it just makes it easier. It makes it easier to roll out of bed and want to get up and get back to work and not sleep through the night. So it's actually a lot of fun. Even a bad day for me is probably a great day for a lot, right? So you got to, just keep getting better every day. I always go back to that, and I think we are. I think we're doing an incredible job.
Absolutely. So listen, we have a couple of fan questions, and Tom, since I have you on here, I think it's only fair that we can pass one of Hollywood's questions to you. Is that all right?
One of Hollywood, so it can't be about the gym. It
Well,
can't be about the gym.
We were just having questions for Hollywood, but now I've got my COO on the hot seat. So, so let's start with Hollywood. Hollywood, Quentin asked, for players coming from outdoor leagues, what's usually the hardest arena football adjustment you see them struggle with early on?
The walls. I mean, it's the walls are very unwelcoming.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of the dynamic of the field and knowing how to play with the walls. So normally that is the hardest adjustment from outdoor guys coming into the indoor game to the arena game is those walls. And sometimes when they run into them, it creates a complex of fear. Now that sets the precedent for the rest of your, season, sometimes career, that wall. So being aware of that wall is the biggest adjustment.
Because the wall's undefeated, right?
Undefeated.
What I tell everybody is it's pretty simple. I think defensive backs is the toughest transition, and because of that, because two things happen. Number one, you have guys in forward motion, which you're not used to in the outdoor game mostly. But number two, when you're used to tackling somebody and you're used to hitting a receiver, there's air behind that person that when you hit them, you go through it. When you're looking at a receiver running down the wall, you're not taking the same approach. I mean, there's a wall behind it, so you actually get the worst of it. And I've seen some guys come out of the NFL that played a couple years in the NFL take 6, 7, 8 weeks to try to figure out how to make this adjustment. And they're high-level guys, guys that were all conference in college and then made the NFL. It takes them a while to understand that dynamic.
Right.
Just to piggyback off of what TM just said, Robert Meacham, the Super Bowl wide receiver that played for New Orleans Saints, and Drew Brees, he played for me in Richmond. And he ran into that wall, and it just destroyed him. He didn't even want to get in sometimes. Coach, I'm good. And he was he began short arming the ball and things of that nature until he got accustomed to the wall. But he came from playing NFL, Super Bowl champion. He ran into that wall one time and he lost he forgot how to catch.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Well, that's great information. The second question, we'll start off with Tom. Billy wants to know, what's the one thing about arena football that makes people go, yeah, this is not outdoor football?
You can feel the energy. To be honest with you, you're within, you're within 5-10 feet of the players. So you can hear what's really going on in the game. And the one thing I tell everybody about arena football is the coaches do such a good job going up and down the sidelines, interacting with the fans in the first 2 or 3 rows. I think it's very intriguing to see that interaction, which you can't see anywhere else. And you get to see the personal side of players and coaches in arena football. I just don't think you get to see that in the outdoor game. Right. Outside of that, the one thing that's going to happen in our league, listen, I hate penalties that are going on, the penalties that go up and up and up in the NFL. And so you're going to see a lot less penalties in our game. And I think you're going to see the guys out there determining the game on the field, scoring a lot of points. And so I think those are two things that probably stand out. Everybody's always going to say the rebound nets and the walls, but I tell you, to me, it's the interaction and the integration of fans into the game.
Absolutely. How about you, Hollywood? I
agree completely. That intimacy of the game. I like to use the word intimacy. That intimacy of the game, where the fans could almost hear the conversations from the coaches, the players, and the coaching strategies. What we're going to do next, different things, and just having that rapport with the fans, like Tim said, on the first 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Having conversations. I used to have some fans, hey, coach, when you come back out, you want me to go get you a hot dog? I go, you know what?
Talk about that on Tuesday.
And then I'll eat a hot dog right there on
right.
So, it's just a great experience, just being hands-on. The fans are really a part of what we're doing as an organization. So, definitely the fans.
I'll give you a quick story. Corinne. And Hollywood was there for this. We were up playing a team in California. Our team in California was up playing a team in Arizona, and we were beating them pretty good, beating the brakes off of them. And one of the fans actually walked up to our nose tackle, Beast, who was just throwing guys around, and offered him $20. He handed him $20, and Beast said, "What's this for?" And he goes, "So you'd stop kicking the shit out of our center." We got stories like that happen. It's funny. But yeah, it's really the interaction between the fans and the players. I think it really stands out.
Yeah, well, one thing is for sure. After our press conferences on the 15th, Tom, I know that we're going to nail down some pretty fun and exciting halftime shows, pregame shows, all the different stuff. And so I'm super excited just overall for our fans in this league, because
you never know what kind of entertainment you're getting with us. It's going to be crazy.
Hollywood and I always say that, like, we have Tom Mitchell. Like, you never know what we're going to do, which I love, Yeah. It's great. But listen, speaking of fan favorites, we have a really special guest today, and I think we have a clip that we're going to roll.
What's up, IAL?
definitely set the tone in St. Louis, and that includes cornerback Rod Hood, who's been doing a great job all season long shutting down the opposition's top wide receivers.
Rod Hood goes the distance. 67 yards.
Oh, put some on track. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I go out there, man. I just have fun, have a blast, and don't go out there with pressure on me, but just have fun. So you watch picks and all? You watch Fast and the Furious and all that, huh? They call me DJ Roddy Rod, so I play a little music, man, and we have fun, dance around, and just be loose. LA! I hear you. I think when you playing this game, at the professional level, you definitely have to be loose, and we just go out there and we just have fun, I'll let your boy speak that to me. I need that. Speak that to me. Speak that to me. Speak that to me. Tone low. Speak that to me. On game day, you just kind of just let everything just flow.
Joining us today is Rod Hood, a former defensive back who made his mark in the NFL with the Arizona Cardinals and built his foundation as an Auburn Tiger. Rod brings professional football experience and insight to today's conversation as we continue building the International Arena League from the ground up. Welcome to the show, Rod.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, Rod, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Corinne. How are you?
Doing good. So listen, this is kind of special for us. We never ever have our COO on here, so you get to meet our COO of the International Arena League, Tom Mitchell.
Nice to meet you, Tom.
Hey, Rod, how are you, man? Thanks for coming on the show today. We really
thanks for
appreciate it.
having me. I've been enjoying the show this much.
Hey,
Yeah.
so guess what, Tom in Hollywood? A little trivia, and I know Rod knows this. So everyone knows me as an Oregon Duck, but what people didn't know was from the time I was a little girl, who I really loved was the Auburn Tigers. And I had Bo Jackson all over my walls and all that. And one day in 2010, Auburn and Oregon played in the national championship. We lost, but I said, I've seen it all now and I can retire. True story, right, Rod?
Yeah, right. That was a good time.
Yeah. So we recently acquired a few weeks ago a team actually in Arizona, Rod, the Arizona Juggernaut. So they have come into the International Arena League. So
Awesome.
thanks to Tom, we were able to acquire that team. So
Looking forward to that one.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Rod, are you out in Arizona right now?
You know what? No, I'm actually out of Tampa, Florida. I have a nephew who's a projected first-round pick coming out of Tennessee, so I'm actually training him for the combine and getting him ready for the pro day and Senior Bowl and combine and things.
Well, I just left the West Shore Marina. I was living out there for 3 years in Tampa, so I just left the West Shore Marina to relocate out here in Las Vegas. So I know Tampa well. Had plenty of good times out there.
It's awesome, man. I'm actually, living in Arizona, it's not a lot of water. So when you go out there, it's like, okay, I see the water, I see the ocean. So I'm glad to be around some water now.
Yeah. I'm a lifelong Arizonan, though. Born and raised there and stayed there for school. Went to ASU there.
Nice.
That's why I'm really happy about having the team over there at ASU. It's one of the home markets and where I first started in arena football. So I'm really happy about having the team there as well.
Man, that is awesome. I actually was my nephew, another one of my nephews. My brother had 6 boys, so another one of them was playing in the arena this past year in Iowa. And when you guys were talking about the wall, it just kind of brought back memories because he hit the wall because he played at Georgia Southern. He was their all-time wide receiver leading reception leader and yard leader. And he never played indoor and hit the wall and broke his eye socket in his face.
Oh my God.
And so he had to end his season early. He's back now. He's back training and doing that thing. But hey, he was telling me, he said that wall is a different monster.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Not something you mess with.
Right.
Sure.
So listen, Rod, here you are on our live, which we appreciate. And what's fun for us is that because the International Arena League is global, you're talking to people from Germany and Scotland and England and Switzerland, along with, our fans in the United States. I want them to get a chance to know you a little bit. And so we know that you're from Georgia and you were a multi-sport athlete in high school. But what I want to know is what made you actually choose Auburn and what was the football culture like at Jordan-Hare Stadium?
It was unbelievable. I think Auburn for me. My brother went to Auburn, and played sports, played football. And Auburn is where I'm originally from. Is 45 minutes away from my hometown. So we was able to get up there and see the games, and it's just electric. The SEC and then the Iron Bowl is just unbelievable. Like I said, I played in 2 Super Bowls and unfortunately lost both of them, but they were great experiences. But nothing when you talk about the Iron Bowl. It was no comparison. I mean, when you talk about the fans, because I guess because Alabama doesn't have a professional team and they live and die by Auburn and Alabama football, the
Right.
rivalry is just unreal. So, to go to those games and see, 100,000 plus, and the stadium only sits 85,000. So you got people all on the rafters, all wrapped around. It's just an unbelievable feeling. And then the nostalgia and I guess the band and just everything behind those games just make it electric.
Absolutely. Guys, you have anything to ask about?
Well, I spent a little bit of time briefly down in Mobile.
Okay.
We were looking into maybe bringing them an arena football team many years ago, and it was the year after Auburn beat Oregon, I think, in Arizona, right? That game.
Thanks.
And somehow, some way, all of Mobile is a Crimson Tide town, except for the one sports bar that I found. And it was an Auburn. Everything was Auburn. And at that time, there was a receiver, a really tall receiver. I think he busted his knee after that, but he was supposed to be a first-round draft pick. And they just had pictures of him everywhere. They had the whole thing, and it's right in on the main strip in Mobile. But it's very, very interesting to see the dynamic, because to me, I grew up with the Red Sox Yankees kind of thing.
Okay.
And the Alabama Auburn is that intense. To me, I was like, I didn't think I'd ever see something that intense, but it is that intense, that rivalry. It's crazy to me.
Well, and Rob, when you played, didn't you play? Was your senior year with Jason Campbell was your was your quarterback, and was that the same year?
Yeah, so my senior year, Jason was I think junior or sophomore.
Right.
And so he was a starting quarterback, and then you had Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams, and you had Brandon Jacobs on that team, who was third string running back. The matter of fact, that team, I was in the league when they won the national championship, and the year they went undefeated, I was in the league. But that team that I was on, my senior year we had way more talent than the team that even went undefeated. We just couldn't put it together.
Yeah, that was a squad.
It was really good. We had a really good team.
Yeah. So listen,
I got a
go ahead.
I got a quick question. So you ended up in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
What was your first August like in Arizona? You're coming from Alabama. How was your first August in Arizona?
You know what? Everybody was talking about how hot it was. Like, being from Alabama, man, the humidity is so crazy. When you talk about 90 degrees, 95 degrees, and 90% humidity, when I got to Arizona, it was 110, 112. I'm like, okay, it's 110, 112. It's hot, but it's not muggy.
Yeah.
So for me, it was, to be honest, I love the heat.
Yeah.
And so it was an easy transition for me. I didn't think that it was overbearing where, hey, when it's so thick, the air is so thick out there, you can't hardly breathe when you're running and training. I didn't get that in Arizona. I just got the sun just being super hot and super dry. So for me, it was an easy transition, and I loved how that heat felt as opposed to being down south with all the humidity.
It was almost an advantage then for you, because other people don't adapt like that.
Yeah, for sure. And I grew up outside and stayed outside all the time. So for me, when I didn't feel the humidity, I was like, oh, this is a game changer. This is a win for me.
Yeah. Interesting. That's the first time I've heard that explanation that way. And he was able to use it as an advantage. That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about your NFL career, because you had about 8 years, right, in the league?
Yeah, I played 9. I tore my knee up in year 8. So I played a total of 9 years, but 1 year I was out for the season.
And you are kind of the interception king, right?
Hey, I tried to make some plays. I won't say interception king, but I tried to make plays out when I was out there.
Yeah, no, you were so much fun to watch. But so in Arizona, what are the fans like? What are they like? I mean, I'm the director of fan experience, so everything that I'm doing, we're fan focused. That's what we care about the most. And I want to know, what are the fans like in AZ? What can we expect? And also, what do they mean to you?
So no disrespect to the fans in Arizona. I love Arizona. We had a great time there. We went to the Super Bowl my second year and lost in a tough matchup against Pittsburgh, and that was a great years. They were great fans, but I think we had a lot of transplants from Arizona. Like they're not a lot of people who live there didn't grow up there, and so the fan base was just kind of turning because they were fans of their previous teams where they were used to live. So coming from Philadelphia, where they're diehard Philadelphia fans, and they was home there, bred there, and they always went there as kids, and their parents were in Philly. That fan base was a little different because it was just kind of history and nostalgia and all that behind it. But when I got to Arizona, it was definitely different. When I went there, when I first got there, the year before it was a 5-12 team, 5-11 team. And then we turned it around and went 8-8 my second year, and the fans started to come out more because when you win, hey, people start jumping on the bandwagon and starting to come over, to that side. So when we got 8-8, it was cool. But then when we went to the Super Bowl the second year, we got more and more fans, and more people started believing in, hey, we're not the old Cardinals or the same old Cardinals. And Kurt Warner and those guys, Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, those guys were doing great jobs there, and they were getting a lot of people who were fans of their game. And so it started to change a lot, but it wasn't like they were fans ever since they were little kids. So we almost had to kind of win them over as we played, type of deal. But it was a great experience, and when we was winning, the games were packed, and hey, it was definitely electric.
Hey, listen, I've got to jump out of here for another media interview. But listen, Rod, I really appreciate you coming on and doing this. Hollywood, Corinne, you guys have the rest of a good show.
All right. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you
Pleasure
so
meeting
much,
you.
Rod.
Good luck to you. Thank you.
So Rod, before I'm going to have Hollywood, you guys can talk some X's and O's. But one thing I wanted to get your opinion on was you're probably just new to hearing about the International Arena League, right? Because we haven't even played our first game yet, which is in April.
Okay.
But what advice would you give to the guys who are trying out for Coach Hollywood and all the other 9 teams across the globe? What kind of advice would you give them for trying out for the IAL? What should they be doing?
Well, I think just getting in shape, truthfully, like you have to definitely be in shape, and then you just got to show your talent. You got to go out there and be confident because coaches are looking for confident players who can play whatever position they're going out for. So not only just being in shape and being ready for the challenge of football, you have to be confident and understand that, hey, I'm one of the best guys out here, and you should choose me because, hey, I exemplify that on the field. So I think that you can't play this game no matter whether it's inside or outdoors. You cannot play the game without confidence, and you got to go out there and be your best self. And I think that's what I try to tell any guy who's trying out for whatever it is. It's like, hey, would I choose you and you're not confident?
Right.
And I guess the answer is always no when somebody's not confident. You want to see that confidence, in that individual.
Absolutely. And are you currently still training people? Like, is that part of what you do, or?
Yeah, that's what I do. I started a consulting company probably I'd say probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And my main client was Patrick Peterson, and I trained him for 7-8 years. And then my nephew was coming up, and I kind of started training him. But I was also training other guys like Jalen Ramsey and Derwin James, and working with guys of that sort. But now I'm kind of fully focused on my nephew for this time period here, the next couple of months before they, get ready for the combine and then ultimately the draft.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Okay, so hey, Hollywood, I'm gonna let you you get a word in edgewise here, okay? You there? Can't hear you, Hollywood.
Did it?
Now I can.
Hood, you can hear me, bro?
I can hear you. Sure.
How you doing, big dog?
I'm doing great, man. Good to see you.
Just same to you, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Definitely appreciate that, man. But I gotta ask a question as a DB in the league and stuff like that. What was your toughest wide receiver you had to cover?
Man, I mean, every week was great weeks, man. And for me, it was like when I was a starter, I kind of followed the number one receiver. Wherever he went, I went right. If he went right, I went right. So um, I think I would say that it was a lot of great ones, man. I went against Randy Moss. I went against Steve Smith, but I'd say probably the toughest was Terrell Owens, even though he was my teammate for, Philly. But when I went against him, man, he was super tough because he was one of those guys that didn't mind getting hit. He went across the middle. He ran everything on the route tree, and so you had
Right.
to account for him going deep, and you also had to count for him in the intermediate areas where he would catch the ball and break tackles and was a hard tackle. So I would say Terrell Owens.
Oh, yeah, definitely. T.O. is one of the greats, one of the Hall of Famers, one of the legends. I want to
Yeah,
come down to your playing style. Where you, I could tell when you was mic'd up, that you chirp a little bit. But did you consider yourself as a cover corner, a corner that was going to a zone man, or a corner that's going to come up and let you feel that I'm here, or
but
did you consider yourself a complete corner?
you know what? Actually, I always tried to pursue perfection. I always tried to be the best version of myself I could be. Like any other player, you have strengths and then you have weaknesses in your game. But I felt like for me, I was a man-to-man guy. Did really good in man-to-man press coverage. Off, I felt like hey, I was decent. I could have got better at off. And then tackling wise, I was willing. And then the more you play, the more you feel like hey, I'm trying to play this game as long as I possibly can. So longevity comes in, and so
Mm,
you have to be a smarter tackler as opposed to when I first got in the league, I was just trying to knock people out.
right,
So
right.
I wisen up and say, hey, look, hey, a tackle is a tackle. As long as I get him down and he doesn't
Right.
drag me.
Right. No, no, definitely. You definitely got to play smart. As we get up there, and like you said, longevity. It's about playing smart, not hard, right? Well,
Yeah,
and so definitely, that's definitely a smart transition. So when it comes down to a DB and understanding an arena game, I'm sure you're familiar with arena football just in
for sure.
general. Um, as a DB, how do you feel about that rule? I'm a DC in arena, and I hate the rule of the wide receiver getting a full blown 15-yard head start. So how do you feel about that rule? And if you were a DB in the arena game, how would you kind of attack or approach trying to defend uh, a wide receiver that's is steaming at you as you're backpedaling?
Man, that is tough. When I look at that, I'm just like, wow. Sometimes I look at guys, I'm like, man, I don't know how they do it. Cover the guys who got to run and start on them. I think that for me being a the press in me, the press man in me tells me that hey, I'm gonna try to get them. Even though they're in motion, I'm gonna try to stop their momentum a little bit while they're going. Before they get going even faster with a 15-yard run. But it's tough. I mean, you got to be in the right place. Your leverage it has to be impeccable, and then you got to be able to flip your hips and get in and out of the breaks even better than playing. The more I guess I would say NFL college type football where guys cannot go motion and come up the field vertically. So it's very challenging. And like I said, I don't even have an answer for it because I've never done it. And I won't sit here and lie to you and tell you that, hey, I could coach that. That's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we have the 1 minute rule when we played. When I played the game, we had a 1 minute rule, not even 1 minute, a little shorter than that, 30-second rule, where you forget your last play. In arena football, it's just a part of it because a lot of the defense have restrictions. Linebackers can only do certain things. Defensive line can only sometimes can't stunt, can only rush different lanes or certain lanes. So you had to definitely have a next play mentality because it was very difficult to you were going to get scored on. That's just the way it goes, right? So
Hmm.
your mentality when it came to playing any kind of DB, it's almost uh, it's almost geared so that you do get beat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's crazy because of the restrictions in the game and
yeah.
how they
It's
get
not
a
in your
running
favor.
start and different things. It's almost so. It's just you got to have a different mentality on when it comes down to playing the DB and arena football, and that's normally the toughest transition from outdoor until indoor. Is because you're going to get beat. The best of them is going to get beat. And speaking of To, your boy To came down to the indoor league for a little bit and
Yeah, yeah.
and uh, and destroyed everybody, of course. But but definitely, I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit, man. We appreciate you coming on the show and all that other good stuff, man. Definitely a fan of yours. Definitely know who you are for sure. You was playing when I was just finally really beginning to understand the game of football. So again, man, always been a big fan, and
Thank you.
thanks for coming on, bro.
Hey,
Thanks for having me.
Hollywood is, my eyes, I can't see anything. Is there a question or a comment in the chat?
I can't see either. See.
God, you and I, we're a good duo. I just want to make sure it wasn't a question specifically for Rod.
Here, it was one question that said, Rod, what player would you want to see compete in the IAL? I mean, that's kind of a
One player that I would like to see compete that is just, you know what? Actually, I would say I would like to see somebody like, I guess even the Arizona quarterback now, who's Kyler Murray. I mean, I think he would just be electric out there. You
yeah.
know, with that feel, turf and just so explosive. I think it'd be electric. I think it'd be points scored all over the board.
That is a good one. It'll be hard to get to him for
For
sure.
sure.
Well, very cool. Well, so listen, Rod, I appreciate, I know how busy you are and you took the time out for us. And I know all of our fans and viewers appreciate it so much. And so we just appreciate you and maybe you'll be able to come on the sidelines or something to one of our games.
Thanks for having me, Corinne, man. It's a pleasure. I enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys have a great season this year. I'm looking forward to watching you guys and being a part of seeing you guys' success.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Rod. See you soon.
And Rod,
Uh-huh.
if one of your nephews needs somewhere to play, hey, give
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I'm definitely, Corinne. I wanted to give this information because my nephew, Caleb Hood, he's definitely in the transition of playing. He's ready to play, and he's been training like crazy. So
Well,
we'll definitely link up and try to.
his uncle just met the COO of the league, so that's good. That's a good look.
Well,
Oh yeah,
thanks, guys. We'll
give me
definitely keep in touch.
his information. I'll get it right on to the guys. Okay.
Thanks, Corinne. You guys
Thank you
take care.
so
Have a
much,
great
Rod.
night.
Okay, bye. So this is so cool for us, Hollywood, to be able to have these guys that come in with so much wisdom and like I always say to you, that brotherhood is always amazing to me. You know, the world of cheerleading, we have a sisterhood too, but I just feel like there's nothing like football, whether you're arena, whether you're NFL, doesn't matter to me. Just that camaraderie and that brotherhood that you guys have it's unmatched, you know?
It is definitely a brotherhood, not just on the field, but think about it off the field.
Right.
If you're a fan of a team, you could be in a bar sitting there. If you're a fan of a team and somebody else is the same fan of that team, you guys will become brothers instantly. Like
Right.
you're going to be in my wedding, or you know what I mean. That's all it takes. It just takes the game of football, where it
Right.
just connects people, especially us men. So I just think football is definitely a brotherhood. It just brings a dynamic of loyalty and commitment that you gotta have, even on the field, but also off. Yeah, I love football, man. Can nobody tell me anything about the
I love football too, but I just happen to be, happen to be the wrong gender. I guess I had to put on a cheerleading outfit instead. Fine. So listen, anyway, hey guys, one thing Hollywood and I need for you to do is we need you to go and follow the International Arena League on all of our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and the International Arena League. And the answer is yes. Hollywood can elaborate. There is still time for players and coaches to go to that IAL players page or to go to submit on the player submissions to get into the IAL. Okay, as a coach, player, ref, whatever. Yes, there is still time. Hollywood, anything to elaborate on that?
No, I agree. It's never too late. Listen, send in your stuff. Anything that you are, send it in. If we can utilize it, we will follow all of our social media pages. As you guys can see, this plane is about to take off. You want to be on this flight. You want to have your seat. Do not miss this plane.
Absolutely. And you guys, every team has their own social media page as well, not just the league page, but their individual pages, as well as their own websites and everything too. Look, if you want to send a direct message to Hollywood or whatever, you can access him. You just have to follow the page and shoot him a message, okay? And again, every Tuesday at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern. On Tuesdays, we're with Commissioner Dan Lest. On Thursdays at 5:30 Eastern, with head coach Hollywood. We will be live on Tuesday, but Thursday, a week from today, we will not have a live because each team is doing their press conferences. You're going to see GMs, head coaches, players, different people. That's where you want to be, okay? You want to be tuning into those press conferences. So, ready to sign off, Hollywood?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.